We're gonna go over leg strength for tennis, and we're gonna start right now. So when we're talking about leg strength for tennis, there's 5 key things that you have to go over. That first thing is gonna be rate of coordination. And we're gonna give you an exercise for every single aspect. So rate of coordination is the first aspect. Second aspect is going to be power endurance. That third key is going to be acceleration / deceleration. That fourth key is gonna be dynamic trunk control. And that fifth key aspect for leg strength for tennis is gonna be coordinating your legs with shoulder stability. So we're gonna show you a really unique way to do that. But that first key is going to be rate of coordination. What does rate of coordination mean? If we watch tennis, if we see the best tennis players in the world, we know they're fast, we know they're explosive. They have to coordinate very, very, very quickly. And so that first exercise that you can do as a tennis player is going to be a power clean. You could do a dumbbell snatch, you could do a power snatch. And so Jake's gonna demonstrate here a power clean focusing on a high rate of coordination. Give me a triple. Good. One more. Perfect. And so remember, when we're talking about tennis players, they have to be able to coordinate their entire body in one fast action, and that's exactly where that power clean takes over. Rate of coordination to improve leg strength for tennis players. And if you're even thinking about reps and sets, I would say do 4 to 5 sets for 2 to 4 reps, and that's gonna help you get that high rate of coordination to help you dominate out on the court. So that second key aspect behind dominating as a tennis player is gonna be based around acceleration and deceleration. So when you watch a game, you see a lot of starting and stopping, a lot of lateral movement, a lot of pressure on joint stability. So what can we do to train that? This is where we need to focus on accelerating something and decelerating as quickly as possible. And the best exercises to do that are gonna be the drop lunge or the drop Cossack squat. So a drop lunge, you can hold a dumbbell, you can hold a plate, you can hold a hydro weight, is gonna be here, and I'm gonna stop as quickly as possible and drive back up, okay? I'm gonna stop and drive back up. And so that's an example where we have deceleration as quickly as possible and then acceleration out of that position. Now, if we're gonna do a drop Cossack squat, this is gonna transfer phenomenally for tennis. This would be here, boom, back up, okay? Down, back up. And so we wanna focus on stopping as quickly as possible and driving back to that start position. I would recommend doing 4 sets of 5 on each leg to help with your acceleration and deceleration. So another key characteristic that we need to train with tennis is going to be power endurance. Tennis players, think about Serena Williams. She's freakishly powerful, right? She can put out a ton of force in a short period of time. That's actually impulse, it's not power, but I digress. She is an absolute machine, right? And she also has a tremendous amount of endurance. And so the women's game, you're gonna have 3 sets. The men's game, typically you're gonna have 5 sets. So you need to put out a ton of power over a long period of time. What can you do to train that? When you're in the gym, you can do extra sets. You could do, if you're doing a power clean, you could do 10 sets with 1 rep on every 30 seconds. Or you can even do something like long, slow distance. So you can get on an assault bike and you can do 30 straight minutes of assault bike work. You could also do high intensity interval training where once or twice a week, maybe you do hill sprints or you do 5 sets of 5 minutes on the assault bike. These are great methods that you can use to improve that power endurance. The next key characteristic around training freak tennis players, and remember, if you really want to be a freak, you should be clicking on the link down in the description and picking up our Peak Strength app so that you can dominate out on the court. Now, I'm going to get into dynamic trunk control. This is a key aspect behind anyone that is playing with an object in their hand. Tennis players, badminton players, even if we're thinking about quarterbacks, anyone who needs some sense of change of direction or agility. So basically all athletes should be doing this. Now, a great exercise to help with dynamic trunk control with tennis is going to be something that we call Dane's Fast Abs, egotistically named after myself. So a good example would be you have a plate, okay, and you're sitting maybe on a box or even on the floor or on a glute ham machine, and you're here and you want to rapidly bring this into your chest. So you're, ooh, And you wanna focus on squeezing when you bring that in. And then you can rotate. To each side. And I would do this once a week, 3 to 4 sets for 5 reps in each direction. Okay, so now we're getting into shoulder stability with leg strength, okay? This is a huge concept that we have to understand for strength training when we're talking about improving leg strength for tennis. How does this all correlate? And I think that there's a key concept in tennis, and it's all related back to dynamic trunk control, but we have to be able to coordinate our hips, our quads, our glutes, all with good shoulder strength, going back to having that shoulder stability to make good shots. So one of the best things that you can do is you can pick up a hydro weight at garagestrengthequipment.com and you can put this overhead and you can do overhead split squats, okay? So this is gonna force you to have good shoulder stability while you're coordinating. You could do walking lunges forward or walking lunges backwards, okay? Focusing on right there, you can see good shoulder stability. And finally, you can even hold this overhead, and let's see if I can do this on my first try, doing overhead Cossack squats. So this is gonna help even with deceleration and acceleration while being stable overhead. Oh, that feels good. So use the hydro weight, execute leg strengthening movements to help enhance that shoulder stability. Use these 5 key concepts when we're talking about leg strength training for tennis. And remember, if you need help with your training, click on that link down below. Pick up our Peak Strength app today, or you can go to peakstrength.app. And if you want to be a freak, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.